Hello, welcome to episode 25. Yes, we're getting there, halfway through our new series of party pleasers. I hope you enjoyed the last few. This one's a wee bit different. This one is a curry. It's one that I've made for several of my parties here, and it is very much a party pleaser. The last time I made it, I could not make enough. People were scooping out bit by bit. By the time even I got round, the bowl was empty. Now, this is a curry, but I say it's not an authentic one. It's just one that I've recipe for, and it works very, very well. So we'll look at our board, see our ingredients, and it's a lot of ingredients. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of ingredients, but it is well worth it. So we'll look at the board and get going. So our Reshmi curry. Reshmi, it's Indian, but this is definitely not authentic. So we have 1 cup of fresh coriander, half a cup of mint leaves, 2 tablespoons of lime juice, 3 whole chilies, we'll use our nice dried ones here, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 piece of ginger, sort of maybe the size of your thumb, 3 cloves of garlic, 1 cup of yoghurt, spelled correctly, 6 tablespoons of milk powder, that adds a bit of sweetness and a bit of creaminess, 2 teaspoons of brown sugar for a bit of depth, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. On the side we're going to have our parathas. They are very nice. We're just going to make the curry and serve it with the parathas and we'll be golden. So let's go. First thing we're going to need is a big bowl. I like my glass bowls. Now, this is a very simple recipe. Everything goes into the bowl, then the chicken goes in, we let it marinate, and then we stick it in a pot and we cook it down. So we need a knife. Forget me knife. What knife do I want? I want me nice chef's knife. So first things first, a cup of coriander. Now, we're not actually going to use this, we'll just use this for reference, for what we know a cup to be. Now, make sure you rinse off your herbs. Now, you could pull all the leaves off and that would be very nice, but I don't have time for that. So we'll get a wee bit of stock, it's okay, it's not a big thing. So just roughly chop down. There you can hear, you can come around a wee bit so you don't get too much stem. And already I can smell that. So all we're going to do then again is just cut these down. About, I'd call that a cup, that's pretty close. So we'll just put this in to our bowl. Now next thing's our mint. We need half a cup of mint, so we will just do the same again. Again, unfortunately, I don't have my own herb garden. I would love to have a herb garden, but I don't. So just give it a wash. Now we'll take some of the stems out of that. Somehow I always manage to buy the stuff with a whole ton of stem on it. So like you don't want all that. You just want the leaves. The leaves are what we're looking for here. So we'll just quickly sort these. I say quickly, give me 5 minutes. Now for our mint leaves, do the exact same. We're just going to cut them down, just nice fine chop. And like I said, this is not a traditional recipe, but what it is delicious. Right, next thing we need is 2 tablespoons of lime juice. Take your lime again, same as always, just roll it out. That's a big, big thing. You get so much more out. And again, so make sure you roll your limes, it's a big thing. You get so much more juice out of them. You know, it's like the IRS, they squeeze everything out of you. Where sort of you come together and just all got to now squeeze it in. Right, next thing we need is a teaspoon of salt. that'll do.
You should have a little bit more sugar with like salt.
I'm following the recipe. Look here. Right, ginger. Like my brother-in-law. We are just going to take a piece. Take that bit. Now, here's the thing with ginger. With ginger, you can just take a spoon and just scrape it down. Now, as always, make sure we get the best out of it, or we'll use our microplane. So, microplane, the ginger. Next thing we need is some garlic, not this much. We need 3 cloves. I'll put those back, not this much. Ordered that by mistake. You ever do that? You go to buy something. I've done it a few times here. You misread the label. For the first time I bought cheese here, I thought it was cheaper than it was going to be. Bought this big block. It was like 2 kilos of cheese, and I read the label. It was like it's going to be 100 kwai, so like £10. I thought, wow, this is a great deal. Didn't read that that was per kilo. Get up to the desk, and you know, by that point I can't back down. I'm already in. You know, I'm there. And she just looks at me like, it's 200. I'm like, yeah, sure, yeah, no problem. Me going, what am I gonna do with this much cheese? It was the only reason I was buying it because I thought it was cheap. So say peel our garlic, and then we're gonna just microplane it in. Next thing we need is our yogurt from our nice new fridge. Look at that. Huh, what? Wait, no more, what? So we need a cup of this beautiful stuff. Now, I'm always a bit roughly, so I don't want a dirty meat cup. That'll do. Okay, milk powder. It's over here. 6. Cool. Oh, the hell was it? Never said this was exact. Now you touch of brown sugar. What we said, 2 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons of brown. And a wee drop of olive oil. 2 tablespoons. 1, 2. Now what we're gonna do is mix it together. Give it a wee mixy mix. Just let everything get to know each other. Now for our chicken. This week we have chicken thighs. Why thighs? Because Disney likes thick thighs. So we're just going to cut this down into wee chunks. Sort of 1 thigh, we'll take it into about 6 pieces. We're going to aim for about 800 grams of chicken. That's about all the chicken we need. All we're going to do now is put it straight into our marinade. So in she goes. All we're going to do now is just make sure everything is covered. Just make sure you get everything covered. Scrape down the sides of your bowl, make sure it all stays in. And then you can put this in your fridge for 20 minutes. You can do it same as before. 2 hours is good, 4 is better, overnight is best. I've done this overnight before, it was amazing the next day when I cooked it up. For us tonight, we'll stick it in for an hour, pull it out in the pot, and away we go. So we'll see you in 1 hour. Okay, it's been an hour. We're gonna crank the heat. Just, woo! We're gonna let this heat up. We'll drop a little bit of oil in, just to make sure it doesn't stick. And now, all we're gonna do, just give it one more mix. It's all combined, ready to go. Once we feel a bit of heat in here, we'll add it to the pot, not dump it in. And then all you do is just wait. All we gotta do is just let it cook down. What'll happen is, there's the chicken cooks, actually release a bit of juice. Keep mixing it, keep stirring it through. As the chicken cooks, then the yogurt starts to reduce down until it almost goes tacky. And once it starts to stick to it, then you know you're ready to go. So the oil starts to shimmer. There's a nice wee bit of heat there. We will just go. So like I said, we're gonna let it cook. Once the pot's nice and hot, we'll turn it down to about a medium heat, and then just let everything simmer away. And just remember to stir every now and again. You don't want it sticking to the bottom of your pot. You don't want it burning. And then we will have one of my favourite curries. Once it gets down a wee bit, we'll do the parathas. They're lovely. Okay, this is almost done. We're going to get our parathas on the go. We'll get them out of the fridge now. Now, what is a paratha? It's this like lovely puffy bread thing that's just, yeah. And all we need now is our frying pan. Now, we just need this to heat up a little bit, and then we can start. There's no heat in that. We'll just set it in. And all these do, just both sides for a few minutes. And they come up real puffy, lovely and crispy. Oh. Sure, if you wanted to serve it with rice, you would stop it now, just with that wee bit of wetness still in it. But I want to go just a little bit more, so we'll just turn it down for say it's just starting to stick a little. Now you'll see here, if you come in a wee bit closer, you'll see it's starting to sweat a little bit. So we'll need our spatula. You see where it's starting just to come sweaty there? You see where it just thickens up there? Now this at the end goes very quickly. Once it's thick, it just goes, it's there. Now the paratha is just starting to lift up a little bit, it's starting to puff. See where it's starting to come there? It's not just right. Needs a wee bit more on that side. Right, so here's our parathas. We're going to scoop a bit out on top and give it a go. Now this is definitely enough for a couple of people. Easily enough in this for 3 to 4 people. So there you have our Reshmi curry on top of our paratha. So let's give it a try. We'll just get some chicken to start with. The thigh meat's so lovely and soft. The creaminess, the milk powder, the richness, the yogurt, absolutely banging. I love this curry. The paratha, you just tear a bit off. Give it a little bit. Put that on the side. And lovely about crunch. This recipe, easily you'll get easily 4, push 6. You scale it up and down as we talked about. Absolutely well worth it. Give it a try. See you next week.